It's July 5th. Welcome to Kingdom Chronicles with me, Michelle. So, reading through Kingdom Chronicles, and today's passage is called "Deal with Your Issue." Um, and I want to say that the reference here may be wrong, hmm, but it has John 15:13 again. So, and that's there's no greater love than this, but a man lay down his life for friends. So I think that may just be a wrong quote here, but what this speaks of is in the New Testament, the woman with the issue of blood. And it says that she was, um, she had this issue going on, and she had used up all her money seeing doctors and everything. And she pushed through the crowd, and she told herself, if I could just touch the hem of Jesus' robe. And so she does. She gets down there, she just touches him, and Jesus is like, "Who touched me?" And his crew was like, "Well, there's all these people. What do you mean, who touched you?" And Jesus is like, "No, I felt some power leave me. I felt some virtue leave me." And um, I think what this points to, and kind of the point that he's making in here, is that this woman, we don't always look at it from that perspective, but this woman was in a condition where she was not supposed to be in public. She should not have been in public with that type of problem. She would have been kind of put away, and she had been for 12 years, and she was tired of that. And so sometimes you have to break tradition in order to get to the place where you're looking to be. And so often, we look at rules and traditions, and we can't necessarily separate, what things should stay in place because they just help us, and what things are a good framework to work with, but shouldn't always be considered the norm or the only way to do something. And so she's basically working outside of the law in order to get out and commit this action of touching Jesus, so that she can get her healing. And many of us wouldn't be willing to put that much on the line in order to get what we want. And I can be one of those people. Like, I'm talking to you, Michelle. There are times when I don't know if the sacrifice is worth. I don't know. My glasses are dirty today, guys. It's bothering me to death, and I think I keep just smearing the same thing around. It's one of those days. But anyway, I think that he's really spot on when he says that, there comes a time when, there's so much going on and you feel kind of defeated, and, you still have to step up to the plate and be willing to give yourself another push to get to where you want to be. And put yourself in the frame of mind that I can succeed. If not this time, then I will try again. Like, it's not in the failure, it's are you able to get back up? And so when you're dealing with any issue, like one of my biggest issues that I deal with is arguing with people. I was talking to my therapist about it today, and I was like, if we got into an argument, you could say that the sky was pink, I could say that the sky was purple, and I will argue you to the ground knowing that I'm wrong. And the thing is like, that's not the best social skill to have. It's not looked highly upon in a lot of situations to just argue about nothing for no reason except the thrill. But in order to deal with it, like, I have to be willing to put in the effort. And for me, kind of what that means is being willing to give up that feeling of satisfaction when I win a stupid argument by like default, you know, not because I'm right, but because the other person's just gotten tired of arguing with me. I know our problems are all different, and mine are probably trivial. That's fine. I'm fine with that right now in my life. With the brain surgery, I had a lot more that I've had to deal with. I'm just not in it right now. So, you know, and so it's like when we're in a place where we can't see anything, like there is still effort that can be made. And if we want to correct the issue, whether or not it's even an issue that we brought upon ourselves, I am not going to therapy because of how I raised myself. Okay? Like, I'm just saying, I'm not going to therapy because I put me there. I'm going to therapy to help untie the Gordian knot other people have made of my life. And not that I haven't helped, but I did not start the knot. And I've been trying to unravel it for a while. But the thing is that unless I'm willing to deal with the possible consequences that come along with it, there's no point in even trying. You know, and so some of the consequences that go along with what I'm doing, you know, kind of include like family not talking to you and some other stuff. And my relationship with God is a little more important to me, because, well, God was there the entire time and didn't gaslight me that it wasn't happening. You know what? Just, if you have an issue, reach toward the solution. If your solution is God, reach toward that solution. Look to the hills from where your help comes from, as some good, you know, Psalms, I think it's 119 says. And so I just hope that in your life, you can look at your own self and see where you need improvement, want that improvement to happen, and be willing to take the steps necessary to make that improvement a part of your life. You know, taking it outside of the biblical context, you know, anytime you're dealing with a problem that is causing you separation from everything else, you have to look at what is going to be the most direct way to solve that problem. Now, she had done everything else that you could probably think of. You know, all the first line things that you would do, all the lotions and potions you might take from the store. She's gone to, you know, the doctors, probably a couple doctors, went did some rabbi spiritual stuff, see if it's, you know, demons and stuff happening. And then, you know, she's like, I'm going to go to the source. And for this woman, it was the person in which she had faith could heal her. And I honestly believe that having the mindset is literally half of solving any problem. And so having the faith that a thing can happen isn't that much different than having the belief that a thing can happen. You know, it's kind of a little bit different wording, a little bit of different behind the scenes feeling, but very close to one another. So when you're dealing with your issues, I hope that you're willing to push yourself into the uncomfortable environment, into a place where you risk, where there is risk associated with what you are doing, but there is also reward for pushing through and working in your belief and your faith and accomplishing something. So this woman had tried for a long time, 12 years. And I mean, if you've had anything wrong with your body, like 12 minutes is enough. Stuffy nose, 12 minutes, that's enough. Broken leg, 12 minutes, plenty. Having a baby, if we can get it done in 12 minutes, but, you know, it is what it is. Not sure where I'm going now. I'm kind of hungry, so my mind is everywhere. Anywho, yeah, deal with your issue, okay? like Reverend Rice says, Reverend Rice, Pastor Rice, Apostle Reginald Rice says, deal with your issue. You know, and if you're Christian, God is big enough to deal with whatever that issue is. It's cool. He's got this. And if you're not Christian, I imagine that you still have this access to the set of skills and tools that you need in order to fight your battles. And I hope that is, I hope that you're making use of those tools. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go watch church and have a snack.